Now let the fun start. I have my paella pan here and it's starting to smoke, so it's time to put the oil in. There we are, 1/4 cup of olive oil, extra virgin. There we go. Get that all in. Let that heat up. And you can find these pans probably all over Spanish markets or whatever. I got mine from Williams-Sonoma. You can find one there. That is where I took the class on how to make paella, and that is where I got my recipe. This is probably a large pan. I think there's one smaller than this. These pans come in so many sizes that some people cook paella outside over open wood fire. So can you imagine, they feed like lots and lots of people. This dish is just feeding my husband and I tonight, but if my sons were here, it would feed them as well. So we've got the oil in there and I feel the heat from it. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my cut up chicken pieces. This is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And you hear that sizzle? Just gonna drop them in there, no seasoning to them, just as they are. We have now added the mushrooms. We've added 3 different types. I have here the oyster mushrooms and the shiitake and the cremini. So I'm going to stir that around. You want big pieces of mushrooms because you know they shrink up when they're cooked. Some of them I tore up and some of them I didn't, like I didn't tear this one. So let's see what he looks like at the end. So now we're getting that all stirred around. And what I'm going to do now is make sure I have the chicken to the outer edge. Let the mushrooms hang in the middle. Okay, now it's time to kind of get the mushrooms to the outer edge of the pan. Have that middle area there, and we're going to add our garlic, which is about, I think it's 10 cloves of garlic. That smells delicious. And next we're going to add our salsa, 2 tablespoons that we made. Remember that? 2 tablespoons of salsa, and I'm going to be generous. That can go to the side. We're going to let that cook for a little bit. So like this, I'm going to stir and cook some, and I'm going to drop the heat down. Now we're going to add the stock that we made. We're going to do that over high heat. So it is going to be about 4 cups, exactly 4 cups. So here that goes. We want it to come to a boil. Add 2 more cups. Give that a stir. And that's going to take all of that food that's seared on the bottom of the pan and make a delicious base for this paella. Look at the color. It looks so rich, and those mushrooms are meaty. That's why you don't need so much chicken, because you've got these delicious mushrooms in here doing their things. They're the setas. Setas, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Do not speak Spanish, but that's it. Setas are mushrooms, and stirring that around. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put that up a little higher. Get a nice boil. I'm going to let that come to a boil. As you can see, we've got a nice boil going there. So it's time to add our cup of rice. And here we go. This is a Valencia short grain rice, which really absorbs the flavor of the dish. And the best part, it gets a good layer, coated layer to the pan that's kind of darkened or burned at the bottom. So that's what we like about it. Now let's stir this in. Oops. You want to see those chunks of mushrooms. You don't want tiny mushrooms. You don't want tiny pieces of chicken. You want to see those pieces in there. You want to know what you're eating. And my mouth is watering just looking at this. Okay, so our rice is in there. We're going to let this boil for 5 minutes, and then I'll lower the heat and to a simmer, and then I will taste it to see if it needs any salt. We usually don't add any salt to our food. If we do, it's like a 1/4 teaspoon. But we're going to let it simmer a bit and then taste it, and then drop the heat down, add the saffron, and yeah, just leave it alone then, because we really don't want to do any stirring. We want that nice crispy layer to form on the bottom of the pan. Okay, I just add the saffron pieces to it. You just add a pinch, and I just broke it around and lowered the heat. And now I'm not going to stir it anymore. I've gotten it just where I want it. If anything, I can move the pan if I need to around the burner so that the heat is distributed evenly. I can do that from time to time. But I'm going to give it about 12 minutes. So about 5:31, I'll come back and put the heat up to medium high so that the liquids can be absorbed into the rice. And then we'll let it sit and rest for a while and we'll start eating it. Delicious, and it smells delicious as well. Okay, we're about ready to sit down and eat. Everything is on the table. Instead of a cold beet soup, we're having a cold green bean and beet salad before we get into the paella. And we're having sangria wine, and then we'll have a pudding. I guess the Spanish call it flan or flan, I'm not sure which, but that's what we're gonna have. It has a caramel topping. So that's our dinner for tonight. Thank you for watching.